Hi everyone, so I decided to film this kind of randomly. I didn't really plan on filming, but I actually have a spare few minutes. My daughter and my fiance have gone to his mum's for dinner, so I actually have the evening, or at least an hour, to myself. But I really wanted to kind of update on how things have been going. I really apologise for how I look in this video. I haven't got any makeup on, just moisturiser and my pyjamas on and my hair's wet because I had a shower, and I've kind of been just taking advantage of having a short period of time to kind of just, you know, for like a bit of me time basically. So this video is going to be an update on where I've been the past few weeks in my pregnancy. I'm going to talk about some new symptoms. This is going to be probably a quick update. I'm not going to go into like detail about lots of things. I just kind of, because I am quite behind on these videos. I'm currently I'm due to turn 20 weeks pregnant tomorrow. I have my anatomy scan, and you know, it's just been like a whirlwind. It's gone really fast the past 4 weeks, and it's just been really busy time. I haven't had time to really sit down and film. My daughter's at the age where she's crawling and she's kind of standing a lot. She needs 100% of my attention, and I can't go anywhere or do anything. I have to make sure she's where I can see her, so I don't get time to film. She doesn't really nap that much anymore either, so I'm kind of like a bit stuck of when to kind of film these videos, but I am trying my best. So I apologise if this video is a bit all over the place, and because I'm all over the place, to be honest. It's just been a whirlwind the past few weeks, but I'm going to talk about my symptoms. I've had a few new symptoms. I think the last video I was talking about my gender scan. That was at 16 weeks and 4 days or something. Since then I haven't really had many appointments. I haven't had any more midwife appointments. My next one is due the 28th, when I'm 28 weeks. So that's like July sometime. I have my 20-week scan tomorrow. Obviously I haven't had it yet, so I will update on like how the scan goes. But apart from that, I haven't had anything, to be honest, really to update on, so there hasn't been much to talk about anyway. So for the past 3 weeks, I'd say, from 17 weeks till about 19 weeks, I'll say, because obviously I'm turning 20 weeks tomorrow, so I still have that week to kind of update on. I've been getting a few uncomfortable symptoms. I have been getting constant headaches. I actually started with a sore throat. I had a sore throat for 3 days straight, and my throat swelled up, and I thought I had like a cold, or I was developing a cold, but nothing really happened. So then that went away after like 3 days, and then I developed these headaches. I think I had the headaches beforehand, but they've got worse since having the sore throat. And I thought it was sinusitis. I went to see the nurse, and she said, yeah, it could be sinusitis because I had the sore throat. It could just be like a virus. And she said just to use steam, and if it gets worse, make an appointment with the doctor. Like, I couldn't get an appointment initially with the doctor because they were too busy. So I saw the nurse, and she said if it just gets worse, you know, the doctor will give you antibiotics. But touch wood, I haven't had it. I don't think it is sinusitis. I think it's low blood pressure. I have hypertension. My blood pressure is really, really low at the moment. It's in the it's like 76 over 51 or something like that. It's really low, and I had it taken yesterday. I had to go to A&E, which I will talk about that in this video as well quickly. But yeah, that's basically the cause of my headaches every single day. It's worse when I lie on my stomach, so obviously your uterus is pressing down on like arteries, and it does make the headaches worse if I lie on my back. So I'm trying my best to lie on my side, my left side, to make the blood flow better and like oxygen for the baby. I've just been taking paracetamol. That's all I can do. Drinking tons of water, probably like 2.5 litres a day. I don't drink any caffeine. I have decaf tea, but I only have like 2 cups, so I might even stop having that because I know that even that has a trace of caffeine in it. And basically that's kind of been my main symptom. It's like a pain right here. I've got it right now, but today has been horrific. It's been a really, really stressful day. The past 2 days have been, actually this week as a whole has been horrible. So yeah, that's kind of like my main symptom. I don't have any sickness, I don't have any like constipation. That seems to have got better as well. I've been taking Pregnacare and I've heard that that has a stool softener in it that can help you go. So I've started taking that recently and I have been going more, so I think maybe that could be related. I was a bit worried because you always hear like constipation in pregnancy and then suddenly you're going every day. I haven't got diarrhea or anything, sorry TMI, but it's just going every day, which is good. Obviously being constipated isn't pleasant, but yeah, that's kind of, I had that with my daughter, but I don't think I took Pregnacare. I don't know why. I think I did take Pregnacare, but I think I'm taking I'm taking a different type of Pregnacare, so maybe that is what's causing my ability to go more. And restless legs is another one. I've been waking up in the night really uncomfortable because I can't get my legs comfortable. I find it hard sleeping on my left side because my legs just seem to not like that, and I just find it really uncomfortable to sleep on my left side, but obviously it's good for the baby. I do have, I think it should have arrived already. I don't know what's happening with my like deliveries lately, but I ordered a pregnancy pillow to kind of help raise my bump up a little bit, so to help lying on my side become more comfortable. But that's kind of a bit of an aggravating symptom. I think that's due to the hypertension, the fact that I've got really low low blood pressure, and basically I think that's why I'm so tired all the time, because I do have low blood pressure, like really low blood pressure, and apparently that's normal for the second trimester, so I'm not worrying too much about it, but it still affects my daily activities, because obviously I have a 9-month-old baby to take care of anyway, so, and I have to be on high alert because she's literally, like I said, at the stage where she's just everywhere, not climbing up, but she's like standing up, pulling herself up, falling down, hitting her head, you know, I have to literally watch her every minute basically. But, and I've also been feeling quite weak as well. The hunger seems to have disappeared. Not disappeared, I still feel hungry, but the increased hunger, or maybe because I'm so busy, even if I feel really hungry, I don't really remember to eat because I'm so busy with Caitlin. I'm kind of like concentrating on her and not really focusing on me, even though I do eat, like I don't skip meals, I have 3 meals a day, but yeah, so if I'm really hungry I don't really tend to eat as much as I would if I didn't have a baby to look after. If I was on my own and I just eat because I was hungry, it would be easier. I think I have baby brain earlier this time around. I just seem to be like in a daze most of the time, not really knowing what I'm doing. I think every time I stand up I get really faint and dizzy anyway, so I'm kind of like, that can kind of make me a bit confused. It's normal to feel like that when you have hypertension, but apart from that, I think those are my main symptoms. I'm not going to repeat kind of what I've said in previous videos because they kind of come and they're normal with pregnancy anyway, like the tiredness. I know I mentioned that probably due to the hypertension, but apart from that there isn't really anything else that sticks out. I haven't really had any ligament pains, touch wood. I've had a little bit of cramping, but then it goes very quickly. I don't have to take painkillers or anything. It doesn't last very long, so it's quite easy to deal with. Before it goes on and on, is that I had to go to A&E yesterday, not yesterday, I'm literally don't know what day it is, on Sunday, because I woke up and I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. I literally just woke up, got out of bed, needed the toilet, which I do every single morning. I'm always bursting for the toilet in the morning, and I went to the toilet, stood up, I noticed there was like something in the toilet and it looked like blood, so I was a bit like, what is that? It just looked kind of a weird colour, And sure enough, I wiped myself and there was blood on the tissue, and it was bright red blood, and I immediately panicked. It wasn't a ton of blood, it wasn't pouring out of me, it was just literally bright red on the tissue, and I thought, oh no, not again. Please tell me I don't have another hematoma or subchorionic bleed, which is what I had at 10 weeks till about 13 weeks. And I just panicked. I went and told my fiance that I was bleeding, and we went to the hospital. We first of all went to the A&E part, because you can't go to the pregnancy or labour, but you have to go to the like general A&E first, and then you get referred to the early pregnancy unit if you're under 20 weeks, which Sunday I was 19 weeks and 3 days. So they did, in the normal A&E bit, they did my blood pressure, which was very low. They did my temperature, which was fine, and a urine sample. Yeah, they gave me like a pot for a urine sample, and then they sent me upstairs. And we were waiting for like 3 hours to be seen, because obviously it's an emergency department. They have to see people that are on the ward first, like emergency patients, you know, that are admitted there. So I was waiting there for about 3 hours, and like about an hour after getting there, I got seen by a nurse, but she checked my pad to make sure I wasn't, you know, bleeding really badly, which I wasn't, touch wood. And I'm touching wood. I just feel like so anxious but so grateful that everything seems to be easing now. So she took my blood pressure, which was low. Again, they kind of repeated everything, did a urine sample. I didn't have any infections. I don't have no infections, no UTIs, no infections of any kind. So I went back to waiting in the waiting room, waited about another 2 hours, and then I finally got seen by like a doctor. She wasn't a proper sonographer because it was Sunday, and I don't think any of them were working that day. So she scanned me, but again, it wasn't a proper scan. She wasn't a proper sonographer. It was kind of a bit of a weird scan. It was a tiny screen, and you could only see the baby from the like head down, like looking down rather than looking sideways, seeing the baby sideways. So that was a bit weird. You couldn't really see much at all. The measurements were like measuring 2 weeks less than I actually was, but I think that's because the baby was really curled up because he was asleep. My stomach had literally gone into a ball shape because he was literally curled up asleep. So I think that's why the measurement wasn't completely accurate. I don't feel worried about that. I'd be more concerned, but because it's like a proper scan, proper diagnostic, you know, expensive machine that they're using, and this was just like a quick machine by not a proper sonographer. She was a doctor, but not a proper sonographer who knew how to use it properly. But yeah, she measured the heartbeat, 135 beats per minute, but then the baby was asleep, so obviously the heartbeat's going to be slower. And then she did the most horrific speculum insertion internal exam, which I absolutely hate. Any kind of internal exams, I find them agonising. I find them even more agonising now for some reason. I mean, because I'm pregnant, you're more sensitive down there anyway, and that can make you, like, make it hurt more. And I've had smear tests and I've had speculums before. I've had 2 speculum exams and they have not hurt. They've literally just felt uncomfortable, and this one felt like I was being ripped open, basically. It was like the most searing, burning pain I've ever experienced. Worse than labour contractions. So I literally screamed at her. I was like, please stop doing this now, because it's just agony. But luckily she did get a look at my cervix, said it was shut, it was closed, it was fine. There was just a bit of discharge on the outside, so... And they don't know what the bleed was, they have no idea what the bleeding was. They kind of just said that some people do bleed in pregnancy, you know, keep an eye on it, if it gets worse, come back. But everything looks fine, the baby looks fine. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I'm kind of self-diagnosing here, but you know, if you don't get any answers from anyone else, you can't help it but self-diagnose sometimes. And I'm coming up with the answer that it could be cervical erosion. And I've never been diagnosed with that before, but I have had episodes of bleeding from my cervix during sex, like a couple of times, like before I got pregnant with Caitlin. I had that quite a lot of times, and it wasn't anything bad, it was only like pink spotting. But I have read pregnancy that increased hormones can cause cervical erosion, and I haven't been diagnosed with it. I'm just literally self-diagnosing and reading symptoms online, which I know is bad, but it's kind of reassured me, to be honest, and it makes sense. I don't have another hematoma. They couldn't see anything, and obviously tomorrow if they see anything, then they'll be able to let me know. But I'm thinking it's that, because I literally, the day before, I literally walked quite a while. We went on a walk in the park, it was really hot, and I was carrying my daughter a little bit. I was kind of holding her, and she's 18 pounds 9 ounces now, so there's a lot of strain on someone that has quite a big bump, and I was kind of pushing down on my bump as well, because she is getting bigger. She's too big for me to lift really now. So yeah, that's kind of the conclusion that I'm at now. I'm not feeling too anxious. If it happens again, I'll kind of try not to worry too much if it's only a small amount, and it has only been a small amount, thankfully, and it's eased off to like just a tiny bit of brown discharge now. It's nothing bad, it's not continuing, it's not getting worse, so I don't have to go to A&E again. So yeah, that's basically all I'm gonna say for this video. That's basically where I'm at right now. Obviously I've got my scan tomorrow, so I'll do an update on that probably next week. But yeah, I'm really excited to be halfway through the pregnancy already. It feels really good to talk about it. I miss doing videos, looking back on what I've talked about. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. I hope you didn't find it too rambly and strange, even though it probably is completely insane and rambling, but you know, this is a very quick update, so I will see you in my next video. Bye!